Anyway, yeah, I am here making fuel for my house while getting hacked by people next door. Somehow they can magically hear inside the house when I'm the only person on the planet with that kind of hear level. Unless, wink. Anyway, and everyone else. I'm literally tracking people down right now. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. I'm making distilling alcohol. Before you have to go do distilling alcohol, you need to look up your state laws before you go do that. The state I'm in, the state said I can distill alcohol without a permit or a license, as long as I am not selling or i.e. gifting, trading, bartering, or doing a product. I can, i.e. a religious right, give distilled alcohol to kids out everywhere. Drink the blood of Jesus Christ. Get out of here. More like slit the throat of Jesus Christ and drink the blood. But anyway, uh, the state I'm in, the state that I can make distill alcohol without permit. Long as no income, no bartering, no trading, no gifting, no selling over states and blah blah blah. Long as I'm on property and everyone's over 21 that's drink it. And it could be under 21 in certain areas, blah blah blah. Certain religious rights, blah blah blah. As well as what's the word for it? They're on my property. Drink responsibly. Anyway, the state I'm gonna have dry communities, wet communities, and normal communities. I checked and called a city, the state, and the governor and looked up myself. My computer's neither of those because most of the communities are those with small population or population with loud values because of alcohol. Just tell the freaking shop on the house, speaking like 50 guns on the wall, pointing at every person to come in and solve the problem. But whatever. Anyway, and then there's the federal law, which contradicts the states. Usually, when I make alcohol fuel, I have no need to distill due to the fact that I keep my car clean. I clean it over and over and over, and I just don't use alcohol as my primary source of fuel for my cars when I have my car. But it's an exception. Like I said, I'm making alcohol fuel. I didn't really need to distill it, but I had to take that by Higo report to find out the volume level of the ignition and the type of spark igniter is. If I can find the type of spark igniter and how much the volume is, I can probably make a fuel accordingly, so I don't have to take it apart. But since I'm real lazy and that's a lot of work in this winter right now, I'm just gonna make that still I can go with the flow. Um, what's it? Federally wise, it's the same thing. You have to apply for a permit to make alcohol fuel due to weakening the American petroleum, even though we're running out of petroleum according to them. So, law. You can make 10,000 gallons within a year. Any more, you have to report how much and how many. You have to fill out a tax form within December and turn it in January or February, like the local tax share. On that form, blah 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 is tax form. You have to apply for a permit. I usually just call and toss. I just stalk until they tell me to get my permit over and over and over. Unless I've been hacked, because everyone on the phone sounds exactly the same. So I don't care. What's the word for it? Uh, I usually just stalk people till I get what I want. I just keep calling them over and over. Like going to an interview. Am I hired or not hired? Let me know if I can go somewhere else. Like the last company I did when I used to work a while ago. I went from a freaking engineering company to a mechanical engineering company. I was applying for robotics, and then they told me the position was not filled, but due to my inexperience, because I need 3 years of work experience, not internship. Haha, I gotcha. That they won't be able to hire me. And then I went to another job, and I stayed in another state. I was like in California or wasn't the state? Yeah, California, Idaho, wherever. And those are those that area. So I did. What was it? I worked on the road. Started doing concrete work for the road and stuff because it's always hot. Too many idiots. Road constantly break up. And then on my third day of work, the person from that company called me and said, "Hey, we got a job for you. Can't give you permission, but you can clean for us." I'm like, "Yeah, no." But thank you though. What? I already got a job. Doing what? Working on the roads. You know that job is temporary. This is California or Idaho. It was nothing but hot year round, except for those few occasions it gets snowy, especially in the area I was staying in. So anyway, so yeah, that stuff. So here I am making alcohol fuel. This is my federal permit. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. To apply for a federal permit, there's ttb.gov and there's ATL. ATL's for guns, tobacco, and firearms. TTB's for alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. I don't know, don't even ask me that bull crap. But once you like set up your account on TTB, only thing you need to do is wait up. Once you set up your account on TTB, blah blah blah, go to the permit. You give the address, location, the premises, what you're using. I have to scribble in a serial number, but according to them, I don't have to, as long as the serial number stays with this. Um, which I'm going to scribble in anyway. I'm going to engrave it in. Blah 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 blah. You get your permit for them. Bam. Every time you change dice dealer, you have to inform them you change the dice dealer, the location or ownership, whatever, every single time. And take 60 days per each time. This is why I keep stalking them over and over and over and over. Like constant, like me putting consequence to GCI and freaking Premier Van. I'm gonna keep doing it. They blocked my email when I went to BB complaint, so I made another email. I put a complaint with them and they blocked that email. I know how they got the power to do. I know how they got the power. It's illegal, but they blocked that email. They blocked my another email. And guess what? I'm about to make up 50 more emails and I'm going to send all complaints to them. Just for funsies. I have nothing else to do. Anyway, and GCI as well. You need to sue these people soon enough. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. Uh, what was the word for it? There we go. So, bam, got my dice still going. It's a 4 or 5 gallon bighorn. It's copper style distiller, you know, sitting here, alcohol boil it, what's it, 100 Celsius or 100, what was it? Crap, what was it? I know water boil at 212 and alcohol boils at um, lesser temperature, no, more temperature than that. Or was it lesser? It was one or the other. So I'm trying to boil water out the alcohol. I don't know if I need to go to 212 for this one or go to, that's Fahrenheit, 212 Fahrenheit or about 173 Fahrenheit or in Celsius, 70 Celsius or 100 Celsius, whatever. What's it? The temperature boiling point. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up. Oh crap. Right now at Celsius is at about 83 Fahrenheit is about 177. So I'm standing right there. This is going to take a long time, but fun stuff. Uh, Hopefully, when I come back, I will have my alcohol, like still completely. Hopefully, I don't lose anything. Need to put a better cake sealer. I need another one as well. Not to distill. I usually make my own. Not to distill alcohol, but to distill stuff like milk. Fucking distill the water and dehydrate my milk because I hate powdered milk. Lactose intolerant bull crap. Uh, Stuff like that. Then so yeah, 170 Fahrenheit, 80 Celsius. All right. Anyway, it's this right here. There's a temperature gauge. Usually I make a very big one, but I don't distill like I have. I can't distill other stuff. There's a temperature gauge. It goes inside since the temperature pressure coming up, and then once the temperature pressure come up, this comes in here, and there's a pipe in the back, the copper pipe, which gives it flavor or take water out. It comes in. It comes down in here and go in the water, which condenses, and then the water condenses into liquid and come through this tube down here into my stuff down here, flex down here. Scratch. Put this down there. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. Now, safety precautions. And the process of making the fermented version of alcohol, I'm just gonna keep it safely. When you ferment alcohol, it bubbles up inside your container due to the yeast growing rapidly. So you need to have some way the air can escape out. That's the main safety precaution of it. If since you're not drinking, if you want to drink from it, I can go for it. But I'm just doing the fuel part. Once you, what's the word for it? Have an air escape out the alcohol. The alcohol itself will start to convert. The yeast will convert the either sugar, which is carbohydrate, glucose, fructose, sucrose, or starch, which is also a carbohydrate. The same thing as carbohydrate. Plants, people. Anyway, uh, once that yeast converts that sugar into alcohol, you will have a whole bunch of stuff left over. You need to pay attention and monitor it. Make sure you don't go all out of the place, like baking bread and stuff. Uh, After that, you then need to make sure no air is escaping out of it. Then you need to seal the air off of it completely. That way, because yeast converts sugar into alcohol in an aerobic environment where it needs air. I'm going to keep it simple and not do no vocabulary words. Yeast converts sugar into alcohol when there's air. More air, the better the yeast converts the sugar. The problem with that is a strong sense of alcohol will develop without air. The less air there is, the higher proof the alcohol there is. So if you're gonna have like a big opening air in it, that means you need to let the alcohol sit for a long time and put a little bit of sugar and yeast in it and let that convert into alcohol where the alcohol is more and you can proof it to the best of possibilities. But ultimately, if you really want a high proof alcohol without distilling like I used to usually do, I just what was it? Not a cooler. I buy something. I usually make them from scratch. It has a air tank where I put in that I made where air can sip in there where air go out. So it's only one way air goes in there. And then on the other side of it, it usually where any oxygen that bubbles up goes out unless it's ethanol, since carbon dioxide and ethanol have two different weights on it. Uh, so the carbon dioxide go out, but the ethanol stay in there, which is why I can contain the pressure and I get the high percent of alcohol, which is number one reason why I never need to dust the alcohol. And then I freeze it, salt it, blah blah blah, then mix with my stuff to put in my vehicle. Anyway, Don't want to hear that from people. He's a brown guy. He's smart. People in Africa will be doing it before y'all figure out. We natives in America or all America was making alcohol before anyone. You people in Europe was doing alcohol before anyone. Same thing with China and Egypt. So I don't want to hear your bullcrap. All right. Right now, so when in the process of that stealing alcohol, the main one safety precaution you need to watch out for is the pressure, which is why I'm watching the temperature. If it gets to about 200 or 212, the water is going to start boiling. And if the water boils, then I'm going to get water mixed with alcohol and I have to reboil it more. And I lose more percentage of the alcohol because the alcohol mixed with air create water, which turns the alcohol back into water. So, which is why when you open your beer, after a while you get that flat taste because you lose that compressed flavor over time. I'm just gonna give a rundown of the alcohol types. Like I said, I don't drink alcohol, but I did this recently took a class over it a couple months ago. I need one more month to do my qualifications in it. Um, I really don't drink alcohol. There's gin, brandy, vodka, scotch, rum, mead, and there's another one. I don't know. Gin is alcohol mixed with alcohol. I'm gonna knock that out. But what produces is two different things. Vodka is a neutral alcohol, meaning it has no form of flavor. The flavor it has is more after you make the vodka, you mix it with something else to give it flavor, but naturally it does not have a flavor. Uh, Brandy is more of what material you use and how you filter it. Like depends on the type of filter you use, you get out of brandy or scotch. And then there's mead, which is just honey and yeast and air, whatever. And then there's tequila, because there's two tequila mixer and tequila. Uh, there's another type of tequila. I used to be a bartender, so I didn't. I made alcohol at the time, which is why I got the job. But I don't drink it. Just having mixed it, blah blah blah. And I also was a chemist at the time, so I can turn the proof of alcohol at that time to a higher percentage of proof based on the needs of my customers and the legal requirements at the time. Which is why I quit the job because like you get really drunk. Oh man, I'm sorry, but this is a 50 billion euro scotch and you owe like $3,000. Really? Oh man, are you drunk? Yes, I'm drunk. Yes, slide your card. See a lot of people do that. Wink. Anyway, that being that being said, I think I'm really wasting a lot of my alcohol here because usually just be hot by now. Or is it not hot enough? It usually take hours after hours after hours to boil it, but I have no time for that. But anyway, I'm gonna get off. This is a quick process of I'm gonna go on more detailed video. Remember, look up your state laws and city laws. It will say you can own a distiller for any reason other than alcohol, like water and stuff like that. Good. Do not get a permit. Federal or to state level, and then there's federal level, which is bullcrap because it contradicts mostly everything on the planet. You need to get a federal permit if you want to distill alcohol for anything, whether it be personal uses or fuel or medicine or anything. I still need to get my permit to make my own medicine with distill alcohol, and I can't. Well, I can, but I won't. It's gonna be hard for me to get a permit to drink alcohol. I don't want to drink it, but I will cook with alcohol. And according to them, if I'm distilling alcohol as a drinking source, I cannot drink it, which means I need to get someone else with a permit who made distilled alcohol and give it to me, which means I need to buy it from them. I'm like, yeah, no, because I need a specific facility, but I want to drink it, which is stupid. But anyway, like I said, I need to make medicine with alcohol is a denatured kind, can really break stuff down. Anyway, I'm gonna get off. Bye.